Okay, so this is the capitalist challenge. So the idea is we're thinking of this as life is like a game of Monopoly. Only reality is you're trying to win and you can't help anyone else because that would be socialism. So if people lose, you just let them starve, let them go. So the idea is you want to buy everything up and the hotels, the properties, the land, and then you just keep on increasing the rent until everyone else is bankrupt. Connecting this with our world where we have AI, automation, robots coming on the scene very quickly. So you can have the majority of the work done by AI and robots, whatever houses you want, whatever resorts, whatever planes, whatever boats, this can just be made automatically with AI. So what would your dream world be like in this scenario? Say, I could think of it as if I had no morals, 10 million people. I'd want a variety of races because I enjoy that. But somebody else, you might say, I would only want it to be white people or some other particular kind of race. I would only want it to be, though, the people that I find to be attractive, because I would want them to be producing children, so I could have a running harem of around 1,000 women, but I could just replace individuals as I would decide I wanted to be replaced. Of course, I'd be hoping that in this future I could live to 1,000 years old or longer. And I would, of course, have won the game, so I have control. So reality could be basically what I want it to be. Right now, I wouldn't want to have, a colony on Mars. Maybe someone else would want to have some people and enjoy watching a colony develop on Mars. So what would your dream capitalist world be like in a situation where you have no morals, you have no empathy? And the idea of this is, what's the point of capitalism? So if your goal is just simply to win, what's your goal? What's your purpose? This is the capitalist challenge. And I would encourage you to do the same thing, explain it, and also tell people what would be your heartless dream world if you lived in a world where you could live without ethical considerations. The other issue is, what would you do with all the unnecessary people? So say you only want to have 10 million people, 8 billion people need to be removed. So would you just do it by having them starve? Or would you help that process along somehow? Would you have drone armies that are going around finishing people off? Develop some kind of a biological weapon? You'd have to work out some way to gain some immunity for yourself or for the people that you wanted to remain alive. But in this case, you would probably possibly even take out even more people, at least to start. So you could build like an underground city which was cut off from the rest of the world but had enough supplies to last a year or two, and then set the biological weapon disease out on the world so it would get rid of most of the population in the course of a year or two or something like that. What would be your plan for all the people who you want to get rid of? Africa, you just let go back to nature. And so then you have in Africa lions and elephants and everything roaming around without any people. You just want to go there and take a look at it once in a while. Australia, same thing, no people. You'll just have kangaroos and nature and snakes. So you can visit it once in a while, but it would be basically a big zoo or a big nature resort. And you've reduced the population of the world because you don't need most of the people in the world. So you would just let most of the world die. You own everything in the world, the control over all the world's food and so on. So just those people, you just wouldn't allow them to have any food because you own everything. What is your what would your capitalist dream be? And what would you think of if we have this direction and this seeming mentality where people just want to win, and people think that the people who have lost, who have issues and can't work or can't find work, that they should just be left to starve. So we see something of this mentality in the world. What would you see it developing like as we develop into the future, where we have more and more automation that can take over more jobs, so we need less people than what we have now?
I could argue in the developed countries, the big winners are countries that have shrinking populations. Okay, that's something that most people never talked about. We always used to think shrinking population is a cause for negative growth. But in my conversations with the leadership of these large developed countries that have xenophobic immigration policies, they don't allow anybody to come in, shrinking unemployment, shrinking demographics, these countries will rapidly develop robotics and AI and technology. And if the promise, I didn't say it's going to happen, but if the promise of all that transforms productivity, which most of us think it will, we'll be able to elevate the standard of living of countries and the standard of living of individuals, even with shrinking populations. And so the paradigm of negative population growth is going to be changing. And the social problems that one will have in substituting humans for machines is going to be far easier in those countries that have declining populations.